Right, here we go. So I just watched this video by this YouTuber called Alyssa Matisik. Hopefully I'm not butchering her name right now, but she's a big YouTuber in the writing space. She is a editor and writer and does a lot of cool videos on writing and editing, so you should definitely check her out. But anyway, I got her video in my feed about AI novels and how they're here to stay. And in that video, she goes through this New York Times article where one particular AI writer called, or goes by the name Coral Hart, claims that she has last year published over 200 romance novels in a range of subgenres, making six figures and around 50,000 copies in sales. And it's really easy for people like this to make these kind of claims without having to prove anything, right? You should know this person is also selling you a course on how to do AI writing, right? Here's the grift again. It's always the same. Course sellers, right? They sell you a course. They're like really open. Oh, I have a course about how you can write with AI and how you can make so much money. And then I have used the same method and made like six figures, blah, blah, blah. It goes all the way back to Tai Lopez and all that shit, right? Knowledge. It's the same stuff. Still the same 2026. Grift is gonna grift, right? But let's back up and say, this is just my opinion on these things, right? I can't accuse anyone of lying, really, but that's also the case why I'm making in my channel these videos about financial transparency as authors, right? Because I want to show you guys what I'm making on how it's going for me in my writing and stuff, showing you the numbers, showing you my dashboard and everything, because I want to be transparent, and I will never sell you a course, obviously, because I don't want to make a course that's so boring. I just want to write, hopefully one day, full time. So, but I just want to give you a picture of how much money can be made in self-publishing if you write in the way I do and stuff like that. But this person, of course, wants to sell you a course on AI writing by saying that she makes six figures with this and pumping out a lot of books that people like to read, right? Great. Can she prove it, please? Because it's so easy for people to claim this. And I can show you also, I did some searching on Reddit and Google and stuff like that. And people, of course, found her other pen names, which unfortunately aren't used for this kind of grift. Only one or two I found where you can actually connect her names to newer books. Also dark romance, mafia romance stuff, which are probably then the AI written ones. It's also the thing, right? All these AI writing bros, they tell you you should do it ethically, right? You should be transparent. Add a note that you wrote this with AI. I cannot see on any of her books, even the ones which uses her name that she sells the course with, Coral Hart. There's no disclaimer anywhere that this book has been written by AI. The reviews obviously say, this is AI slop, right? So maybe it's in the back of the book, which I can't see because I won't buy it, right? But in the beginning, in the reading sample, there's no hint that this is AI. And on the author bio and the book description page, there's no word about this being written with AI assistance, right? So where is the proof, bro, that you actually do this kind of transparency when you use your AI writing? Makes no sense. Anyway, this is also this person's also really focused on making money. For her, it's not about writing, it's about making money. So it's grift, right? It's grifting. She has been apparently a legit author for many, many years, but maybe she got some creative burnout or writer's block or whatever and didn't really want to do the work anymore. So she resorted to using AI. But then look at this quote from the article. If I can generate a book in a day and you need 6 months to write a book, who's going to win the race? See, that's the problem with this late stage capitalist mindset. Everything's a race. You need to make money. You need to pump out everything. I mean, I myself am guilty of this because I tried rapid release because that's the advice you always get for publishing fast and publishing often to make money, right? And it worked. Of course, it kind of worked. But it's also, I know I feel a bit burnt out and slowed really much down. And this year will not go great for me in my books because I'm not publishing that much anymore. So but it's we're so fixed on this idea of making money with writing. I mean, this is probably a topic for another book, but back in the day, like a couple of 100 years ago, people who wrote books like Jane Austen and people like that, they didn't have to work normal jobs, right? They had leisure. Like writing was like for men and women of leisure. They were rich families. They had a lot of time to be scholars, right? They could read, they could study, they could write. It was a privilege to be a writer back then. Today, because of the internet, you can make money from writing without having traditionally published, the traditional publisher behind you, which is great. I mean, it's great to be able to make money from your writing, but it's also like you shouldn't take it for granted, right? So now we're in this race, like she says. I mean, you have to say it's a race. Everybody can do it. Everybody will do it. You have to be visible. You have to fight for your books to be sold. Like you have to market. You have to like write to market if you want to make money. Like, it's really hard to write what comes from your heart, like to make art and make money. It's like very hard. And I think if you do that, you're really lucky. I don't think the majority of people can do that. But if you want to make money from writing, you have to be following the rules of the market and publish a lot and often, but it can lead to burnout. Anyway, I'm going on a big tangent again. Let's go back to this person, Coral Hart, who says that she earns 6 figures from AI writing without disclosing any of her many pen names she claims to use. Well, let's look at the first one, right? The first name that was come up, of course, is Coral Hart, which is the name she sells her course under. This is Coral Hart. These are her books. She has 13 titles, all the same style, like AI probably generated covers. They look nice, right? They look cozy, like small town, sweet romance-ish. If this is the pen name you go by publicly to sell your course, why do you choose the name that has no credible evidence that you are making a lot of money from this? Explain this to me. This is her pen name she uses to sell her course. She says in the article that she uses this name, a retired older pen name. But wouldn't it make sense to, like, if you have so many pen names and some of them are doing really well, apparently, this one isn't, obviously, why don't you choose that one so people can see, oh, she uses AI with this pen name and makes like a lot of sales and a lot of money. Why don't you use that one? Use the one where you barely have any reviews, like your books have never sold any copies, right? These 50,000 copies, if it's true, they must come from other books, not from these ones. These ones have barely any reviews. And they've been published like last year. So these ones are the books. These books are part of the 200 romance books she claims to have written into 2025 with AI. So this is one of the books she claims to have made her 6 figures. But this book is dead. It's dead. It probably has always been dead. It has literally 0 reviews, 0 ratings. It's like somewhere in the 500,000 range of the rank. This book has never sold any significant amount of copies. So we can say the main name she uses for her course is not the one that's making her money. So we go back to Reddit. Some people have found her older other names. She goes by as well. Robin Ash is one of them. This one was one where she wrote a lot of books previously, before AI, and she has a lot of reviews and stuff. So this would probably made her some money, right? Back when she was self-publishing, writing everything herself. And this is connected to a different kind of pen name, Never Cole, which she is using to write mafia dark romance, right? So these are 4 books under this pen name, which we can assume is also part of this 200 books she claims for last year, right? But again, this is another pen name that you can connect from her other names. They also don't sell. They have never sold. There are no reviews on this one. Like 3 reviews on this one, 36 on this one. Like they have not made any significant amount of money. No way. So this one is also like not the one that makes her money. And you can go further and research deeply, and maybe she has a couple of pen names with a couple of books that actually went viral or something and made a lot of money last year. Could be, right? Probably. I mean, she might not lie. She might be telling the truth, but she has been pumping a lot of books out on the market. But maybe just one or two stuck around and became a success. Then this Redditor actually, let me find the comment, actually made a good point. Yeah, here. This is, I very much agree with this. So even assuming that she's telling the truth about having sold a ton of copies, how many of these books are actually getting read, right? From these two pen names we looked at, we can say that they're not getting read. The main name she uses is not getting read. So there must be some secret pen name that is part of this, the large chunk, which is contributing a large majority of this income she claims to be making. So this person rightfully says, spending your time generating 200 books, only 2 of which are ever going to get read and sell copies, feels dumb to me. I agree as well. Just write good books to begin with and see if they can make you the money, right? Why do you need to pump out and saturate the market with AI slop to find like one book that sells? It's like throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks. It's stupid. It's stupid, right? There are so many books now that she published. Probably like, let's be generous, like 190 didn't sell anything, like the ones we looked at, and maybe 10 made a lot of money. That's great for her, right? These 10 books then were successful. But she has been pumping out AI slop, and like, it just doesn't feel fun. Like, is this fun? Is this a fun way to make a living, right? I just might as well like work my software developer job where my employer is forcing me to use Claude Code to generate code, right? Same bullshit. But like, I mean, if I want to write, I want to be a writer and sell books and stuff. I want to do the work myself as well. Like, I can see the appeal of using AI for some aspects of the process, or for editing grammar checks and stuff like that. I mean, I use it for formatting and grammar checks as well sometimes. Like, sometimes I dictate my books and then I just use AI to format without changing anything I dictated. So that I can see there are some use cases for AI, for sure. But this is not it for me. I've been very curious about AI from the start when it became viral, and I tested everything, and I can see that it doesn't give me the results I really want. I also recent months, I've become quite the hater, thanks to @Citron and podcasts like that, where they really like show you how much bullshit and hype is behind all of this AI stuff. And I can only hope the bubble bursts sooner than later, because I just want this all to be gone and forgotten. And maybe there will be some smaller tools that come out of this when the bubble bursts, but please burst the bubble. I can't wait. Anyway, finally, I just want to say one last thing, and that is, don't fall for grifters, people. Like, there are so many people selling courses on like all these low content books on KDP as well. Like, there's so many course sellers online, and they claim to make that much money and stuff. Don't fall for courses, dude. If they were making that much money from their writing, why would they sell a course? That's always the question you have to ask yourself when this comes to these kind of course sellers. If their method works so well, why don't they just spend their time and money to make more of those books or stuff, right? Why do they have to spend time and effort to make a course to sell to you? Like, it doesn't make any sense. If they're making 6 figures from writing books, why don't they just do that? Because it doesn't work, right? We can assume it doesn't work from looking at her main pen name, which is only a few books, but none of them have been read. None of them have been bought. Like, it's Coral Hart. Why would you choose that name as an example of your method? Like, this is my method. This is my name. I made these books with AI. I am a 6-figure author with AI. Why use your failed pen name where you have published books that didn't sell? Makes no sense. So I assume she wants to make money with the course now, because that's a sure way to make money, because people fall for this stuff all the time. It doesn't matter if it's writing or online selling or YouTube or whatever. People fall for these courses all the time. And I mean, I have bought writing courses before, and they are good courses out there. Don't get me wrong. They are good courses. Doesn't mean that every course is bad. But a course on AI writing, I don't even think you need. You can just Google and watch free stuff on YouTube if you're interested in this kind of thing. I mean, there are channels that tell you all about AI writing, and you can like use AI to teach you about AI writing. I don't know, whatever. Like, it's probably nothing you need to pay money for to learn if you want to learn it. Maybe don't. Like, maybe just learn how to write instead. But yeah, anyway, I just need to get this rant out of my system. And if you like it, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe or whatever, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.